Sumo Basho talk. We barely watched, but we got thoughts. Menken's here with the rundown light. Didn't catch day 5, but the vibe's still right. Hosorio? Man, maybe? Done know. He slammed or tripped, it was kinda slow. Danny Basho talking lazy. Sumo news, but not too crazy. Facts, and maybe, but vibes? 100, babe. JJ scrolling, notepads bare. Takayasu, he still got hair. Menken nods, yeah, he fought, I think. They sip some tea, lean back, and blink.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
and welcome. This is our recap of the Basho, the September Basho. I have replaced Mr. Mencken, who is garbage, but this garbage is getting married, so he's not that bad. He's not that bad. Somebody likes him. Somebody likes him.
At least one person.
Yeah, I spent a good chunk of time with his family in Malaysia. They all talk shit. It's
He's not
crazy.
even safe at home.
Nah, nah, his uncle is worse than him.
Jeez.
But we got Big Dan in the house, and nobody better than the first person that I did sumo with to talk about pro sumo. You know, uh, Danny, go ahead and introduce yourself to the peeps.
Yeah, so my name is Danny. I met JJ almost 9 years ago at USA Sumo practice in, uh, I forget, like Torrance, California. But yeah,
Yep.
we've been running into each other ever since. And the best part about today is probably that Menken's not here and I am. So, and
Oh
just
man.
just so everybody, I have no problem with Menken. I just feed into the bit that like he's Honu's own number one enemy as a Honu founder. So for that reason
This is
alone,
true.
I have beef with Lincoln.
Well, I appreciate your commitment to the bit. That's why we have you here. You understand the passion that we put out there in this world.
I'm a gamer for sure. A man of the
uh,
people.
so we kind of went over day 1 through 8 already. Day 9 was a good day, right? Onosato won, Hoshoyu won, Kotozakura won. It was kind of like all the people that are supposed to be winning were winning. And honestly, it kind of keeps like that until about day 12.
Mm.
Day 12 is where things start getting a little weird. And that's when Hoshoyuru loses his very first match
Mm.
against Ano Nishiki. Is there you? So we were talking a little bit before. This is the first time that you've seen him. Um, what did you think about his style of sumo?
Yeah, so we were talking to JJ and Aonishiki, I haven't seen him at all. I've been kind of wishy-washy with watching entire Bashos since Hako retired. And then when Hoshoryu was kind of on the rise, I had started watching his journey a little bit, but then just kind of life got in the way. But seeing Aonishiki do as good as he did in the first 8 days, and then leading into that match with Hoshoryu, I didn't know that Aonishiki did that to him pretty similarly in their last meetup in the last Basho too. And so the confidence that he has fighting against those kind of bigger dudes, his style is awesome. I like that he's kind of hard nosed, fights kind of high, but he's like comfortable fighting guy. He looks like a sturdy guy. But I like he's gonna
Yeah,
be someone to watch.
he has a really good style. We were just talking, Mia and Nathan were about he lets go of grips when he knows the grip is no longer of value to him, which
Yeah,
is that's real hard to do. Like,
especially in pro sumo where grip is kind of everything. Especially if you're a belt guy like he seems to be, or like Hoshoryu is, it's like when you get it, it's gold. And so to
mm,
let go of something you've basically been working your whole life to get, it's kind of tough. But he times it really well, and he's able to kind of turn that into chicken salad at the end of a lot of those exchanges.
he has so many different things that he shoots out there too. Like
Mm,
he'll go for like a dashinage to a duck under to an ashitori to a knee tap. Like
hmm.
everything, he's like spamming completely different moves all at once. It's interesting. It reminds me of most of the Ukrainians. Like in
Hmm.
amateur sumo, you have like Senislav who will be doing straight up Sapari into
Hmm.
like a hand knee tap,
Yeah.
and it's effortless, right?
Hmm.
Like just that ability. I don't remember how much Aonishiki did in the amateur scene. To be honest, I don't remember seeing him. I
Not
remember
me
seeing
either.
Shishi, but I don't remember
Hmm.
seeing Aonishiki.
Yeah, well, I mean, I fought Shishi at the U.S. Sumo Open in 2019, and that was back when he was, I think I was turning 22. He had just turned 19, and like the word on the street was he was going pro the year afterwards. And so,
Mm,
like him too, watching him this Basho, he had a pretty good record. He got 10 plus wins, but you can definitely see the amateur sumo Ukrainian style still is their core. Him and Aonishki, they still,
mm.
like you said, the spammy, the throw everything at the kitchen sink because I feel confident enough to do it. It's just you could tell that Aonishki kind of took to the pro sumo life a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got like
He
a
seems to be a
base.
little bit more of a nerd of sumo.
Yeah, I think Shishi's like probably still in the first couple years of like learning what it is to be a Japanese sumo wrestler,
Mm,
and so he's still kind of leaning on his own amateur style.
mm. Uh, in day 12, we also had Gonoyama win his first match,
Yes,
which is wild.
and it's because he really fights as hard as he can. He just can't win.
No, no.
He
Uh,
blasts off the Tachi every time, but then it's just like that's it.
that's it. That's it. And usually he has a pretty good Sabari game, but this one is
Hmm.
like he wasn't moving forward at all.
Hmm.
I have no idea what's going on. And him and Takayasu kind of have a similar style,
Hmm.
but both of them were. I don't know if just like Sapari's out now. Like heavy Sapari only game is just
Yeah,
out because they both weren't doing it. I have no idea what's going on.
yeah. Like it's like unless you're someone like Abi or some of these other dudes, but like that's your thing. Like you just don't really see it as a secondary option.
Mm. Abi, on the other hand, this Basho
As
is
another,
not
it
for
was
him.
not.
It's not for
He
him.
looked so bad,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's not taped
Uh,
up or anything. So I wonder how much of that is injury and how much of that is him just having a shitty 2 weeks.
yeah, I think it has to do with that. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people had a really bad couple weeks.
Hmm.
But then we go to day 13, and we have Koto Zakura beating Hoshoyuru,
Hmm.
which was wild.
Yes.
Which was wild. And it was almost effortless. Like Hoshoyuru didn't even
Hmm.
show up for that one. Um, I was surprised because that definitely puts Onosato back into the game, right?
Hmm.
Like I I also didn't. This wasn't Koto Zakura's best tournament,
No,
you
he had a
know,
strong.
and
I mean, he had like a strong Ozeki style tournament.
mm, yeah, just serviceable, just
Hmm.
not
He
like he's
gave
trying to progress.
beat everybody he's supposed to beat. Gave the upper echelon matches they had to fight for. Had the
Mm,
confidence, but it's just one of those things. I guess when they're all at that level, it's kind of hard to be consistent.
this is true. In day 14, Koto Zakura drops out.
Hmm.
So he's Fusin for his match against Onosato. I don't know why. Do you know
I don't
why?
know either. He didn't look like he was housing any injuries. Like he had a good tournament leading up, so I don't know. The
Do you,
conspiracy theory in me is little. How much of that is, hey, I don't want to fight Haas. Even do me a solid.
yeah, right, right. That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't see an injury. He
Hmm.
was like more or less kind of doing his Ozeki thing. He wasn't. He didn't show anything. I do really enjoy seeing him and his Sekibito. Like,
Hmm.
I've never seen that view before, where they're like looking at each other. Like,
Hmm.
are you ready? Walk off, and then they both walk off in their separate ways.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening here?
Yes. It was an odd one, but.
it was
It worked out.
really interesting. I'm telling you, I've never seen that. I don't know if it was just I was fast forwarding past that point because you know
Mm,
that's like
the
all of the
fluff.
other stuff. Yeah, all of the rituals and the this and
Mm,
the that, and I'm like, let's get into two people smashing together.
yeah.
um, that does. Is there anything you wanted to talk about on any of the days before we get to day 15?
Before day 15, no, I had in my notes, I was kind of in the Kotozakura pulling out thing of Haas hitting the Henka to secure his playoff chance. But
Mm,
no, I think it's just kind of akin to like I was watching this one for the first like this full tournament for the first time reminded me a lot of the Hakuho Asashoryu days,
mm-hmm.
where it was kind of like Haas's Asashoryu in the sense of he is big dog in most situations until Onosato shows up. And it's a thing of they're both so talented, but Onosato's just got these God given gifts of height, length, strength that Haas doesn't have. And you think of
Right.
back when Asashoryu and Hakuho were fighting, and it was like Hakuho was everything Asashoryu was, just 3 inches taller, 40 pounds heavier, with longer arms. And it's,
So with the two of them, Hoshoyuru, what do you think about him doing a hinka? Are
I
you
think it's,
against that or
I'm
no?
the most negative Henka person ever. Um, but that's just because I mean, there's two purists in sumo. There's
Mm,
the purists that are like anything goes, winning is all that matters. And then there's the other side where it's like, if you're a Yokozuna, you should be chest to chest, especially in those situations. It's like, you have to
right.
earn it. Go ahead and earn it. But so I'm not pro Henka. I'm gonna get some no Henka shirts made. But I think they're
It,
just playing chess. They're playing the game that they've been taught, especially on the Mongolian side. They kind of care a little less about like the Japanese perspective.
mm,
But I think he's kind of doing what he's supposed to do to stay in the Yokozuna space of winning is everything.
I do think that there's a difference between like the Fujinokawa like
Hmm.
doing a hinka and a Yokozuna doing a hinka,
Yeah.
right? There's supposed to be an honor
Hmm.
to being the top. And Hoshoyuru has it all, right?
Hmm.
He might not have the physicality, but he has the ability to throw, he can
Hmm.
push, he could do it all. So it doesn't like the Henka just feels cheap. It does feel cheap.
Especially against Wakataka Kage. I mean, it's not like they've had this insane thing where it's maybe like a huge risk to get that match done, but it's like it's a match he could have won, but chose not to.
I think it was a disrespect thing
Maybe that's the other
because
thing too with all these
he's
big
like you don't
guys.
deserve to get back to
Yeah.
Ozeki. You're
Hmm.
this is that was really like the nail in the coffin. It's like you're not here. You're not one of us. You're
Hmm.
not like us. That's not you're not there yet.
It's kind of like a cool kids club that he's trying to break into, but he can't.
Mm. That's true. Um, Now about Onosato. Onosato seems to be like I really like the dude. It's
Hmm.
probably because I shared a dohyo with him. Maybe that's the real reason. But
Hmm.
he seems to overextend himself a lot,
Yeah.
which is really bad. He definitely has some rookie style mistakes while he's at the top of the pyramid,
Hmm.
right? What do you think about his style?
He looks like he's getting thicker, so I wonder how much of that is him just kind of getting used to moving himself across the
Mm.
dojo that much. I'm sure it's a lot of young Yokozuna confidence, first tournament bugs and stuff like that. But I mean, we got to remember he's still a young dude too, so he's still kind of
Only
finding.
24.
Yeah,
They're
he's still
both
finding his style.
24. They're babies.
Because I always refer back to Hakuho just because he's him and Asashori are people that I focus on their career so much. But you look at
Hmm.
Hakuho, even as a young Yokozuna at 21, 22, he does all the same stuff. He's sliding across the door. He's real wiry. He's real overextendy. He's very piss and vinegar, but it's uncontrolled. So he like, and you see later in the career when the confidence comes, and it's like, oh, I don't have to move 100 miles an hour to win. I can cut it back to 90 and I can still get the result because I'm so good in all these other places. So I think he's probably finding that cushion of how much do I actually have to try every match.
Heck yeah. Um, all right. I think that gets us to the big showdown of showdowns.
Hmm.
So, Onosato versus Hoshoyuru, the first match before the playoffs. What did you think of that match?
I think that was the sumo that Haas is trying to do most of the time, which is
Mm.
fire forward, get the belt, that kind of stuff. And I think that kind of plays into the Onosato thing of, well, how much am I supposed to try? Or what touch? Because you see Onosato throw a bunch of different tachis at people too. And so
Yes.
I wonder if that's just like a choice thing. Because, I mean, you see some of the other like Ozeki, Komusubi type dudes, when they fight each other, it's kind of a respect thing to, hey, let's go chest to chest and fight it out. And so I wonder if that's a business decision of how they're going to fight these matches. Because Haas could have went belt chest to chest like he did in the second match, but he's like, let me get this quick win with blasting him in the throat. So I don't. It was awesome. I loved it, but
Yeah. And then the playoff. So that puts Onosato and it puts Hoshoyuru 13-2 because
mm,
of the Fusen. Um, so that puts them completely into playoffs. Only Yokozuna's in the playoffs, which just feels right. It just feels right. Some people were saying it was a little boring.
mm,
I like that. I like it when the two
yes.
top dogs are the top dogs. Is that I
Hmm.
don't think that's wrong.
No, I think
um,
that's how it should be. It's like
right?
if these guys are so good, they should be ahead of the pack in this regard, where it's like it's
Yeah.
the same four or five guys fighting for contention. If someone's gonna sneak one, they're gonna sneak one. But like that's what I liked about like you have like a Shodai or you have like an Aonishiki or a Takanosho, like all these 10 and 2 guys that are like one off the pace to kind
Mm-hmm.
of push those top four dudes into like fighting better. But no, I think I saw a thing where it was like the first Yokozuna only day 15 resolution since Hakuho and Kakeru fought in like 2014 or something like that, or
Yeah.
2017. It's been like a long time, but it's pretty cool.
Um, and then the playoff happens, and Hoshoyuru does a touchy eye that I don't think I've seen him do. It almost looks like he was trying to embody Onosato,
Hmm.
right? He was faster off the line, which he always is,
Hmm.
but he was like pushing like he had the mass.
Hmm.
And Onosato actually turned and threw, and
Hmm.
uh, let's see, what was the winning technique? Was it a Uatanage? I'm not sure. That's what my
If
paper says, but
if they
it's not.
called it a Watanabe, they wouldn't have been that far off.
Mm.
It looked more like a force
That,
out than a throw, but they did leave the ground. So
right. Which was fantastic. I thought that that was an amazing
mm.
like end of a basho. I I was surprised by the Monoi. Um, and then I saw like a little bit of Discord online that people were like, "Oh yeah, they should have ran it back." It's like, no, it was the
Everybody
match
wants to
was
see him run it back, but
everybody wants to see it, but
yeah,
it was done.
yeah.
That was fair. That
People
was
who watch
fair.
sumo that know that you're supposed to watch from the hip down know that he won, but
Yeah,
people just
yeah.
see the two falling and they're like, no, that's he got it. That's he got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's done. That's done.
Mm.
By far one of the better bashos. I haven't been this excited for a basho for quite some time, except for
Mm.
some of my, like my Gonoyama. That guy's eating crow. Kirishima, 6-9.
Yeah,
That's rough.
it
That's
was a hard
rough.
6-9 though. He had a lot of tough matches, but yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would like to highlight about this particular basho when it was all said and done?
I think that this is another build up to I think in a few years when these guys are a little older have the confidence and ring experience, and kind of where the field gets more established, this is going to be another one of those kind of heavy championship contention days of Suno, where we're going to have a handful of Yokozunas, we're going to have a handful of Ozekis, and we're going to have these super tough Sanyaku, Komusubi, Sekewake type dudes that are pushing the pace. And I think not necessarily the level of competition, but the stakes of the second week for future tournaments is going to be a lot higher, because I think we're going to get into a lot of these entering day 10, entering day 12, everybody's got 1 or 2 losses. And so it's, you know what I mean? And so then it's really going to be a battle of wills between those dudes that are making the money to be like, no, this is where I pull ahead of the pack. Like, I'm supposed to get 10 wins, but here's where there's a difference between a Dai Ozeki and a Shin Ozeki. Or here's an Ono-Sato with 5 tournaments versus a Hoshori with 1. So it's
right.
that kind of thing.
Heck yeah. This is where our particular episode is going to end. I would like you to plug anything and everything that you're doing. Where can the people find you online?
Cool. So I'm probably going to reignite my training page that I have, besides following Honu Sumo OC, which you should already be doing. You can go ahead and follow my prep for Worlds and stuff at Fighting Heart Fitness on Instagram. That's at Fighting Heart Fitness on Instagram. My personal is Big Dan Avila. You're going to see me all over the Honu pages. But yeah, I stepped on the scale and I was 300 pounds. So I'm going to start whittling away to light heavy again. But I'm really training for Tokyo 2027. I think Azerbaijan is a means to performing well at that tournament. But the foundation starts kind of now. So diet's happening. Started doing CrossFit with my girlfriend Alegria. I'm working out. I'm finishing school, so it's kind of setting the stage to prepare myself for a good sumo season. But
heck yeah. The sumo season is basically all year long. SoCal Open, February 14th. We have Nationals, March 28th. Like, it goes back to back to back.
Yes. So.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Danny. You're the man. Ja.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for having me. Mata.
We didn't prep, but we still talk about throws and slips and dohyo chalk. Whatever, man, we don't give up. Catch us next Basho, or maybe not. Depends if we care, depends what we got. But JJ and Mane can always bring the heat on a barely warm seat.